Hi guys, let's take a look at some new makeup that is coming up and also a couple of pieces that have already been recently released as well. In today's video we've got some Byredo, we have got YSL, Guerlain, Chantecaille, Natasha Denona, Estée Lauder and the upcoming Chanel Spring for 2026. Right, so now I've got a little bit of room so I can show you pictures of the products to the left of me here. I'm also going to be referring to some different Instagram accounts. We've got Army Beauty Talk, Chic Profile 4 and also Trend Mood 1 as well. Now, as well as me showing you the Instagram handles that should be popping up while I'm talking about that, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. And also all the makeup that I'm wearing today, that is listed and linked below as well. So let's start off with YSL, and they are coming out with a 9 shadow pan palette. And this is called Nude Hours in France. Now, I'm going to be showing a picture, the one that's just popped up now. This is from Army Beauty Talks page. But I'm also going to show you a picture from Chic Profile 4's page, and that is shown in natural light. So compared to the promo pic for this YSL palette, the one that Chic Profile shows, that does look, it leans a little bit warmer. But in any event, I think that this palette looks absolutely beautiful. This is going to be a limited edition palette that features 9 nude eyeshadows in a mix of matte, satin, metallic, and shimmery finishes. So I think this looks really beautiful. This is my type of makeup and shades that I really enjoy. Now, I would buy this. If it does come to New Zealand, I will pick it up. I think it's already available in Europe at different places, but it's yet to be released in the UK and also the US. I don't think it'll be too far away. So it may be that New Zealand does get it, but much further down the track. And it may be the case that this does pop up, perhaps at Selfridges or at Harrods. And if that's the case, then I'm definitely going to be buying this because I think you can do a lot of beautiful looks with this palette. You can have very easy, very natural, everyday makeup looks, as well as be able to smoke it up for evening as well. And of course the packaging of this is just beautiful. All the YSL packaging is. They have released so many beautiful products, YSL, and their eyeshadows are just stunning. So there's no reason to think that this formula will be any less than the beautiful formulas that they have previously released with their quads. I have quite a lot of the YSL eyeshadow quads and they are just absolutely beautiful. So next we'll take a look at Byredo, and they are releasing an 18 pan palette coming up for spring for this year. And I do think it looks really pretty, but I don't know whether I will be purchasing this. There are a lot of blues in here, and I don't mind blues, but I have quite a few different eyeshadow palettes with the different blues in it as well. You've also got what looks like some reds, and there's some pinks. There's also, apart from those lighter blues, the real icy look, there's also a deeper blue in there as well. Now, the formula of these Byredo palettes are just absolutely beautiful. And I really like the promo shot of this model that they've used in their promo pics. I think this is a real throwback to the 70s, something that I would have seen when I was very young in Cosmopolitan or something like that on one of their covers. I think it is really, really beautiful. But as I was saying, I don't know whether I would review it, and then I don't know whether I would reach for it very much with my everyday makeup. Now, there are many people out there that just absolutely adore the 18 pan palettes that come out from Byredo, and I have purchased them in the past. I think I've got 3 or 4 of them, and the color stories that I've got from Byredo I'm really happy with. And apart from reviewing it, I just don't know whether I'd reach for it with my everyday makeup. So I'm still in 2 minds about it. Maybe once there's first reviews up of it and I take a look, it may change my mind. I don't know whether we'll get this here in New Zealand, but this does show up at Selfridges normally, and if I'm leaning towards maybe I might buy it, then when it turns up at Selfridges, then that'll be the time for me to pick it up. But at this stage, I'm not too sure whether I'll buy it or not. So next we'll go to Guerlain, and they are releasing the new Terracotta Protecting Tinted Moisturiser. Now, I don't know whether this is a reformulation or not, and this is only going to be in 5 shades. Now, it goes from a very light shade called Sunveil, which they say is for light skin, and goes all the way down to number 50 Bronze, and they say that is for deep skin. Now, for only 5 shades to work, this would have to be a very stretchy formula. This has also got SPF 20 in it, but of course, I never rely on SPF. That comes in these different base type of products. I always wear my SPF as my last step in skincare before I put on any makeup. So it ranges from very light skin down to deep skin. And like I said, unless this formula is very, very stretchy, then I don't know whether people from all shade ranges would be able to use this. I've got no doubt that this is probably going to be an absolutely beautiful formula. I think Guerlain do absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous base products, and I don't think this is going to be any exception. I may pick this up again. I don't know whether this will be here in New Zealand, but if it does show up at Harrods or Selfridges, I think I may pick this up and give it a go. The other thing with this is that I have oily skin, and this is a tinted moisturizer. So really I'm just adding to the glowiness using this. But this is a product, if it is more on the glowy side and the emollient side, it is one that I would be able to use in the cooler months, autumn, fall, winter, and early spring. So yes, I will pick this up if it becomes available at Selfridges and the UK. I'll just have to see when it turns up. Now, as always, when these new products do appear, I post them to my community page on YouTube and also on my Instagram stories as well. Chantecaille have recently released their Flamingo collection. It is available on the Chantecaille site, but it isn't available yet as of the date of doing this video at other retailers in the US. This has been available in the UK for a little while, and I think it also might have popped up in Europe. I'm not too sure about that. Now, this is the Flamingo collection, and I do think it's really beautiful. You've got 2 different eyeshadow trios. One is more cooler leaning and one is more neutral warm leaning. Out of the 2, I think that the cooler one looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, I can get Chantecaille here in New Zealand, but Chantecaille doesn't deliver from there to New Zealand. So I have to wait till it shows up at Mecca, and it's often the case that it doesn't show up at Mecca till many months after it's been released. So by the time it does turn up here, unless I'm absolutely desperately want something that has been released, then normally I don't buy it because it's way past the time for the review. They've also come out with some lip cheeks as well. They've got Guava, which is a vibrant coral, Stella, which is a salmon pink, the Camu Camu, which is a wild orchid, and also, is it Jacaranda, which is a rich rosewood. Now, I think these look really beautiful. I do think the vibrant coral would be really gorgeous, and I also think the salmon pink would be really lovely as well. I just have so many lipsticks in my collection. I do have a few of Chantecaille ones that have been released over the years, limited and out of their permanent line. And I think the formula of the lip cheeks are just gorgeous. They are really hydrating. They give you that beautiful sheen on your lips without being too much, but I just don't know whether I need another one from Chantecaille. But if you're interested in this collection, I do think it is really, really gorgeous. The eyeshadows, both of them are really beautiful, and also their lip cheeks are gorgeous as well. Now, I haven't seen much excitement about this next release, and this is Natasha Denona, and this is the High Gloss Tinted Balms in 7 shades, and I am really interested in these. I think they look beautiful. I think the packaging looks really lovely, and I think the different shades look really gorgeous as well. So when this becomes available in New Zealand, I am going to pick up one of them because I want to see what they're like. They look like they have a beautiful tint to them as well. They also have this really gorgeous gloss, and I really love a tinted lip gloss because I like more minimal type of lipsticks with my makeup, and I think these would be perfect for my everyday makeup. So in the shades, we've got Cherry Blossom, we've got Lush Lila, which I think is beautiful. We've also got a Fresh Mauve, a Berry Pop, and also the shade Cleo, as well as a spicy caramel, and we've also got cherry cola. So I think there's a really good shade range here for some of those that like those deeper shades, and also the lighter, what I consider more natural looking shades as well. So I think even though there's only 7 shades, I think this is a really good selection. And I think because they're from Natasha Denona, I can't imagine the formula being not very good. I think they're going to be really, really lovely. So when they do appear here at Sephora in New Zealand, I'm definitely going to be picking one of these up, and I will show it in a future video. Well, Estée Lauder are reformulating their holy grail, loved by millions and millions of women worldwide, their Double Wear foundation. Now, back when I was 28 years old and I was a frontline police officer, of course, my skin was oily. It's always been oily. It was probably a little bit more oily then. And foundations then, because I did wear full makeup when I was in uniform, and foundations then weren't great for oily skin. And then when I was 28, this Estée Lauder came out, and it was an absolute game changer for me. This does not transfer. It lasted. It gave beautiful coverage. Yes, it is matte, but just fabulous for those with oily skin. And sometimes I was working very, very long hours, and the foundation just did not budge. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have a bottle of this. I repurchased it probably last year or the year before because my other ones had expired. And in the very middle of summer, and I want to choose a foundation when my skin is extra oily and if the weather is more humid, I know it's foundation that's just not going to budge whatsoever. So I think a lot of people are going to be shocked that this is going to be reformulated. Now, I think it's because one of the ingredients in there in Europe, they're no longer, or they're banning it from being in makeup products. So it's probably in the Estée Lauder Double Wear, and that's probably why they are reformulating it, because this is loved by many women worldwide. Although I do think they've probably worked very hard on the reformulation, because it has been a holy grail for them, and I'm sure they wouldn't want to make a mistake. And I think it was either last year or the year before, they did the Double Wear concealer, and I have that, and I think it is really, really beautiful. I think it's also flattering on mature skin. I think it is a really great concealer. So with this reformulation, they say it is more buildable, more long wear. It says 36-hour color true wear. So I don't know really how it can be any more long wear than what it is, even though I don't wear foundation even for 24 hours. Sometimes I would work up to, sometimes by the time you get home and wind down, it was getting up to 18 hours and it looked just as good as when I'd put it on. And it's going to be still that waterproof, sweat, heat, and humidity resistant as well. So they say this is more your shade, the same true to skin match, but now even better, and more skin loving benefits. So they're also adding more skincare ingredients in here as well, and that's probably quite long overdue for the Double Wear. And they say that the skin loving benefits are going to help maintain the skin's oily water balance, and it's also going to control oil for up to 36 hours and helps reduce skin's oil production in just 4 weeks. So I'm really interested to see what this reformulation is going to be like, and I am going to purchase it when it becomes available here in New Zealand, and I probably will do a dedicated video on it and compare it to the old formulation, because I've used the old one for so many years now, more recently, more off and on, but I know that foundation inside and out and how it wears. So very, very interested in this new release from Estée Lauder. And finally, we have Chanel Spring for 2026, and this is the denim collection. And I know there are so many people, including me, that are very, very excited about this collection. It looks absolutely beautiful. There are 2 eyeshadow quads. There is highlighter. There are 2 eyeliners. One is going to be a new shade and the other one is a re-promote. We've also got a mascara, and we've got 4 lipsticks. Now, I'm not sure whether these are the Cocoa Flash, because I've also seen elsewhere that these are the normal bullet lipsticks, and they may be more like a balm type of formula, so I'm not quite sure which one it is. There's also going to be a hand cream and also a really beautiful looking nail polish as well. So first of all, let's take a little bit of a closer look at this highlighter. It has got that blue in it, and I think it is quite icy looking. I do think it's going to be gorgeous. From what I've seen with swatches, I don't think it's going to be overly glittery, which has happened with some previous Chanel highlighters. I think this one is going to have a sparkle. I think it's probably going to be more luminescent. I also think that this highlighter will look really beautiful on the eyes as well. Then we've got the two eyeshadow quads. I think both are beautiful. We've got one with that pink in it, and you've also got a very light blue in there as well. And then you've also got the other one, which is called Cocoa Jean. So the one with the pink in it, that's called Denim Dream. And the next one is Cocoa Jean. Now, I actually really like both of them. I really can't choose between either of them, so I'll probably pick both of these up. Now, Cocoa Jean does remind me of a Dior quint that was released probably about 2 or 3 years, probably about 3 years ago now. And I don't think it's exactly the same, but I do think there's similarities. And I think it may have been called Eden Rock or something like that. So they do look a little bit similar. And of course, they also have these denim pouches as well. And I think they are really pretty. I think this collection is going to be very, very popular, and I think it's just going to be really snapped up. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this. I'm not sure when it's going to be released. There's different dates sort of floating around. Some are saying the 18th of February, some are saying a bit later, some say it might pop up earlier, but I'm going to keep my eye on it, and as soon as I see it available, I am going to be posting it to my community page and also to my Instagram stories as well. So let's have a look at the eyeliner. The eyeliner is Blue Twill. I think that looks lovely. Now, as I said, there's also going to be a re-promote as well, and that's the one in Blue Metal. I still have that. I think it was released possibly about 3 years ago now, and it is really, really beautiful. I love the Chanel eyeliners. The shade Espresso is one that I just keep on repurchasing. Some people like a really soft eyeliner, but I find, especially when you've got more mature lids and your skin moves around a lot, a soft eyeliner is good. But what can start happening, especially someone like me who's definitely not a professional makeup artist by all means, what happens is that I put it on here and it goes down to my lower lash line and can be a little bit messy. I can easily tidy it up, but with the Chanel, it's not, say, as emollient as the Victoria Beckham ones, but I find it just glides on beautifully, and it also has fabulous lasting power as well and doesn't move or budge with my oily skin. I just really, really love them. And there's also going to be mascara released as well, and this is the shade in Indigo. Now, normally with these coloured mascaras, I would say I don't think I'm going to buy it, but I think I will purchase this one. I want to see what the shade looks like with those two gorgeous quints. And I really like this mascara from Chanel. I know a lot of people are a bit hit and miss with it. Some people say it flakes or transfers, but I've never found that it is flaked or transferred. And as I was saying, I do have oily skin and also oily eyelids as well, but I've never ever had that issue of it flaking or transferring. So I think I'm going to be brave, and I think I will pick up that mascara. I think it is really lovely. Now let's have a look at these lipsticks. So you've got a baby blue, so I think it's going to be more clear. It may have a little bit of sparkle with it. It may have a tiny amount of pigment, so it shows a little bit of that blue, but not too much. You've also got a shade called Washed Beige. I think that looks really lovely. You've also got Faded Orange as well, and I really like an orange lipstick, and because they call it Faded Orange, and as I said, I'm not too sure whether these are Cocoa Flash or they're going to be more like in a bullet with a balm formula. It's going to be more muted. I think that would be really lovely. Probably the only shade that I wouldn't get from this is the one in Raw Brown. I don't mind a brown shade of lipstick, but I don't like it too deep. And for me, this does look quite deep. So I may pick up the baby blue. Well, I'm definitely going to be picking up the baby blue, and I'm going to get the washed beige as well. I'm not too sure about the faded orange, and I know that I won't be getting the raw brown. They're also coming out with, well, it's not really the hand cream, it's really the case that this is coming in, and I know people are absolutely loving it. I'm in the same boat. I think it is gorgeous. I think that this little pouch is just so pretty, and it can be repurposed. You could use it for earbuds and iPods or other items if you wanted to repurpose it. So this is one of the products out of that collection. I think all of this collection is going to be really popular, but I think that hand cream is just going to be super popular, and as soon as it shows up, I think it's going to sell out very, very quickly. And then finally, they've got the nail polish, and this is in the shade Legend, and this is a really, really beautiful blue, and it also looks like it's got a bit of sparkle in it as well. I really love Chanel nail polishes, but I just have so many. I'm not too sure about the shade. I would wear it. As I said, I do love a blue nail polish, and I think this would actually look really pretty on the toes as well. So again, I'm just going to have to think about it. The color is gorgeous, but do I need another Chanel nail polish? I don't know. I have so many. I'm going to have to think about that one. So that's it for this Will I Buy It video, and there are quite a few more releases as well, and I will do another video either next week or in a couple of weeks and keep you up to date. But I didn't want this video to go on too long. So let me know in the comments below what you are looking forward to that is coming up for the releases. I know a lot of you are really looking forward to the Chanel denim, and as I mentioned, there's already been a couple of products that have been released. Have you picked any of those up, and what do you think of them? So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.